You are watching Park TV. Welcome to Monadnock Tonight with your host, Steve Jackson, coming to you live from the Park Theater in downtown Jaffrey, New Hampshire. Join Steve and his returning guest, Executive Director of the Monadnock Center for History and Culture, Michelle Stahl. Now sit back, relax, and here's Steve.
Hello. Good to see you. Glad you made it. And greetings. Welcome to the Park Theater and Park TV's Monadnock Tonight. It is Thursday, October 22nd, 2020. It's about 5 p.m. here on the East Coast, and this is show number 53. And yes, I'm Steve Jackson. I'm the CEO of the Park Theater and your host for this program, and we are so glad you could join us. Our guest today will tell some local spooky history in honor of Halloween month. And we'll get to that very soon, but a few notes of what's going on this week with the Park Theater. Also, sorry about the countdown there. We had the wrong countdown going on, so we turned off the countdown until we got to our intro film. But yes, and as it has been here at the Park Theater, it is Scaretober at the Park Theater, and on Park Pixflix, we've had a series of fun free films for Halloween every week. And this week's edition is one called Scarecrows. And let me find it here. It's down the line. And we have a trailer for it. It's from 1988. It's the type of scary film made in 1988 with a low budget that you would expect. But let's take a look at it and see what you think.
At first, it seemed easy.
Hey, stop! We're taking the money!
Take the money and drop from the sky. But they forgot that greed grips the mind like a vice, turning the simplest dreams to nightmares.
Coming to get you, Bert, you son of a bitch.
Now it's personal.
They landed in the field of a scarecrow.
Just some kind of superstitious things that are used to ward off evil spirits.
Where's Jack?
Fired at this thing, and he just kept coming. Bullets don't stop it.
What are you talking about?
Man! Like humans!
Somebody is trying to scare us out of here.
It's a deadly race in which the hunters and the hunted are destined to become victims. Beware of a scarecrow. Kill it or become it. Scarecrows, the stuff nightmares are made of.
Well, I think you get a pretty good sense of what that's all about. I will remind everyone in the audience that is rated R. But for those who are looking for that type of scary film, people were asking, give us one of those really down and dirty, horror films from the 80s. And it's won a bunch of awards. That's a classic of that genre of horror films. So Scarecrows is available. You can go through Facebook. If you scroll down on the posts, it was put up there this afternoon, and you can always go to theparktheater.org, and in the upper right corner, hit on the nav bar Park Pixflix, and you'll not only see that film Scarecrows at the top, but you'll see all the other films that are still available, including the other horror films that we have for the month of October. Now, we announced about a couple of weeks ago that we also have something else going on for Scaretober in Jaffrey in the Monadnock region, and that is our Halloween contest and costume contest. And we're starting to get entries in, and I am so happy to see that. Remember, there are three categories that you can use or you can enter into: adult, child, or pet, as you see in that order, right, with our photographs. Um, and we're getting some in all categories so far. You can go to the parktheater.org and you can enter there. There are posters around, and you'll see this QR code, which you can use actually right now. And in fact, I'm going to let me bring it up a little bigger. Um, if you, for those who have those type of cameras, those type of smartphones, you can literally right now pick that up and scan it. It'll go right to the entry form. So again, but you can see that around, and again, you can go to parktheater.org and you can do it well as well. Just a single person per entry, and those are the categories. And have fun with it. Clearly, the ones that we've seen so far, they're having a lot of fun with it. And the bonus is, if you're the winner in each category, the winner of each category wins $50 cash, and also we'll feature some of them on our Facebook page as well. And next week we will announce the winner a week from today. So pass it around, let people know about it. It's a little way that, since not everyone's going to be trick or treating, we thought it'd be fun to be able to do that. And now this, and so that should be a lot of fun. So that, as I say, it ends next week. So get your entries in now, and you may be a winner, and you also may become well known because of your costume. Okay, so that's what's going on there, and let's move off from there, and let's get to our first guest and our only guest. And this is our guest for today is Michelle Stahl. Michelle is back for her, as our announcer mentioned, back returning for her second appearance on Monadnock tonight. Michelle was on in the early weeks of the show. I forget which number, but we might have still been in the single digits when Michelle was on, but we're now up to 53. Michelle is the executive director of the Monadnock Center for History and Culture. And so I think the best thing to do, because she has a special in honor of Halloween, she's brought along some special history with her. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And again, if you have questions on anything that you're seeing, you're going to be able to put them up on YouTube or Facebook, and we will get those questions to Michelle. So through the magic of the internet, 1, 2, and 3, and there she is. Hello, Michelle. How are you? I'm sorry, I may not be hearing you.
Quite.
You're caught there. How is it now, Michelle? Maybe it's catching up.
That's better.
Yeah, there's a little bit of hesitancy going on, but I think all right. Well, we'll start talking, Michelle. If we've got to, we'll have to see if we have to do to get around anything else. Well, Michelle, it's great to have you back. The topic today is, I guess you could call it historical, and some people they don't consider it spooky at all. It's part tradition, it's part religion, it's got a lot of different factors to it. But the topic is gravestones and epitaphs and cemeteries in the Monadnock region.
Right.
So I'll
Right.
let you how have you investigated this history around here?
Well, um, ferry tour in Peterborough, which kind of got me started on it, and um, the symbolism and the history that's found there, and just studying over the years. Mostly just
Michelle, you're frozen in your image there.
because these are
Um, what might
okay.
be
So
we lost Michelle. Well, Michelle,
oh,
hopefully we'll call back. We'll just
uh,
yeah, if you haven't you froze up and now you're not on the screen, Michelle. If you can hear me, if you
yeah.
might be able to come back on. All right. How is that?
Well, I'm back.
I think we're getting action now. Well, I will leave for those who were, the question I was asking Michelle is how she went about looking into this history of cemeteries, gravestones, epitaphs. So I'll turn it back over to you, Michelle.
Well, I don't know how much came through, so I'm just wondering if we might just get started on some of the pictures I brought, and
All right.
hopefully we will get past these technical difficulties.
All right. And which shall we start with first? Symbol?
Let's start with the ones about the symbols. Yeah.
All right. Here's our first symbol one. And I think I am going to hide myself so we get a little bit bigger there so everyone can see that.
So, if you've walked around in heads with wings, and these are one of the major symbols that you're going to find in those really old graveyards. This particular stone happens to be from Hillsborough. Um, Steve, go ahead and go to number 2, the collage. So the thing to realize when you're looking at these old stones is that this is really a language of pictures that you find on these stones, and all of the elements on the stone, whether it's this kind of head feature or decoration, they all have a meaning. Now, the death's head, that's a very early symbol, and we don't see a whole lot of that around here because our graveyards are not quite that old. But what we do see a lot of is these, they're referred to as soul effigies, but it's sort of like the human soul flying off to heaven. That's where the wings come into it. But you'll notice that some of these, they kind of look really like people. And some people say that they're portraits. Um, I don't altogether buy the portrait idea because oftentimes there was quite a lag between the time someone died and when their stone was carved. His art
Well, we've lost Michelle. We're waiting for Michelle to come back, sign in again. As we all know, anyone that does Zoom and a lot of this interconnection on the internet these days, there's a lot of bad. It just doesn't run perfectly, and but we'll and you never know what end of it is not working. But hopefully, she will be able to sign in very soon, and we will get her back. I was saying that this is kind of an interesting one to be left on while we're waiting for Michelle to come back because, she's back. Hold on, everybody. She's not back yet. Something in the Michelle, your video. It says you're back in, but your video up there. She is now. Her video is in. Let's try her again. All right.
I think that we're having some Comcast issues
Well, I was
here.
just telling the audience, I think everyone has empathy for these issues, whether you're on Zoom or whether you're watching something. There's a lot of buffering go on, but they had some good images, and you were describing them. I'm going to take myself off and let you continue your description of these interesting 9 interesting
Okay.
heads.
It's the audio is coming through all garbled. I can't I can't hear what you're saying. um oh, fuck. Okay, well, um, I'm not sure what to, and I don't know if I'm on or not. This all worked fine when we tested it. Everybody needs, if you can hear me. I don't know what.
Michelle, do you hear me now? Well, we're having transmission, folks, transmission problems, folks, and I think we're going to have to reschedule, sadly, because it's not going to be easy for certainly for Michelle, and it's not going to be easy for our audience. Michelle, can you still hear me? No, for some reason we're just happen to be having one of those times where it's not coming through, and I apologize. Michelle, if you can still hear me, we're going to have to reschedule at another time, and we'll figure it out. And I'm so sorry that it has not worked out, but that does happen. Again, I apologize, everybody. I thank you for those that have stuck around. Um, and I'm sorry that we've had this glitch today. We haven't had one in a while.
I think
I guess it was our time to have one. It's funny, I hear Michelle, but I do not see her. Uh, Michelle, can you hear me? Well, well, with that, I can say to everyone, again, sorry that we've had some transmission issues. We'll talk to Michelle about rescheduling. Appreciate you for joining us, and we'll figure this out as we always do, and we'll we'll come back at another time. I think the only thing I'll end with on just couple of uh, a couple of notes that our next guest a week from today is Mary Beth Hallinan, who is the founder of Fundamentally Harmonic, using sound to ease and heal as our guest. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully, we'll have better internet connections. Um, the only other thing that I would ask that, there are two things that you can, if you care to, um, you can, if anyone's interested, we always have Park Theater baseball caps, and you can call us, which is easier than writing down that long email address to get to our Square store. But they're $20. They're quite handy. That's Les Samaro, who was our on-site project manager for the building of our new theater, who was our model there. And then also for those who have not partaken, we do have our seats in the auditorium, and if you would like to, you're going to see up on your screen a little bit easier on this one, is that you can, whether you're on Facebook or you're on YouTube, there is a link there. You can go to park2020.com, park-2020.com, and you can find out all the information you need to sponsor a seat. And we our numbers are dwindling on how many we have left. Thank goodness. That's a good thing for raising money for building the building. But they all the seats have been installed. They look magnificent, all 330 of them, in the main William David Epps Auditorium. And but it's a great way to name a seat where it's a gift that lasts more than a lifetime, in honor of a family, a loved one, an organization, a friend, a pet, a child. Many different ways to do to use that recognition, and many different organizations as well as families and individuals have used that and been so kind to sponsor a seat. So consider that. It would be lovely. And you can always call us here at the theater as well, and we can talk to you about it. Um, it's a short show in terms of where we're having a lot of technical glitches. Again, apologize for all that. And there's Michelle. We can see she's put up a post there, and she apologizes. So sorry, folks. Blame it on Comcast. And I think we know what that means. I think we'll have empathy when issues of internet and Comcast. That's it's easy to blame them, and sadly, it happens times than it should. But with all that, again, we thank Michelle for making the attempt to be here, and we point our finger at Comcast to say, get that speed back together, folks. The other thing I'd like to just let everybody know as we do when we get to the end of the program is to, I had it there, just to remind everyone in the upcoming week to be safe, be healthy, be kind to everyone, and be hopeful, because we can do this. We are doing this. And again, this is Steve Jackson. I thank you for being here. Thank you for going through this, some problems in our broadcast today, but I know our fans have been through them before. And I appreciate your patience, and appreciate you staying with us. And we will see you next week. And I'm so glad that you still joined us. And bye-bye.